Welcome to Come for Having number 2. It is just after midnight, and this is my final video for the night. I have school tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed after this video. Alright, so in the other video, I touched on this because of my Native American heritage. I need to make this video, and so I'm going to make this video. Hopefully, I will not talk your ears off, and hopefully, I will make salient points that will bring some perspective to Charlottesville, because I don't know if any of my followers are actually from Charlottesville, but I'm going to make this mostly because I'm in Charlottesville and this happened in Charlottesville. Alright, so one, let's talk about how many Native American monuments we actually have in Charlottesville. I only know 2, okay, and both of them are Lewis and Clark. In the other video, I actually called them Lois and Clark. I think I was thinking about Superman. But anyway, Lewis and Clark. The main one is by the Greyhound, Trailway, whatever the hell the bus station is. Also next to a new hotel. Now, there has been controversy about that for months and years, and a lot of Native Americans did come up here and they had a big discussion of it. I don't have a picture. I don't feel like Googling the picture, but in the middle of Charlottesville on West Main Street, there's a statue of Sacagawea kneeling, and she doesn't even have her baby in the backpack thing. Her husband's not there, and Lewis and Clark are there, and they're pointing this way. Alright? And I believe one of them actually has a gun and pointing. And the other one's standing proud behind him as Sacagawea is kneeling like a little dog in heat, which I don't fucking appreciate. So my first grievance with that is, why is the person who led them safely to the West Coast kneeling behind them? I don't think the statue should be torn down. I think the statue should be fixed. Sacagawea, her husband and baby, should be standing in the front with Lewis and Clark shooting them with their rifles over top of them. You know, like you would be in a 5-man formation. You know, only it would be 2 in the front because the baby would be in the back of the knapsack, because they did carry their baby with them when they left. For those who do not know, historically, she could not leave her baby because Sacagawea was more like an orphan. She wasn't like Pocahontas. She wasn't a princess, but she was a tracker, and she was a very, very good tracker, which is why Lewis and Clark made it to the other side of the country in one fucking piece. I don't know what her negotiation skills were. They don't really speak too much about Sacagawea, but they do know that she has $1. She's on $1. It's a quarter, but it's still $1. It's $1 quarter, all right, and it's golden, all right. Now, does she deserve better than that? Yes, she does. But so does Pocahontas, who actually isn't on any money. Amazingly enough, how do you not have Pocahontas on any money? We also don't have a Pocahontas memorial here in Charlottesville. Now, there are some in other cities, because Pocahontas was Powhatan. Powhatan was like one of the biggest nations in Virginia at the time. And Cherokee and other nations, you know, but Pocahontas was Powhatan. Seminole, Cheyenne, Creek, Cherokee, we were all around here. And I'm part Cherokee. So this is why this kind of affects me. So, you know, there's more tribes than you think in Virginia. So, I just have to find some. So then, after that, you know, I think that they should just rebuild the statue. Leave her standing there, but put her ass in the front where she belongs, like the hero that she is. And then have her husband beside her, and then Lewis and Clark behind them. Because, granted, they were soldiers, but granted, they didn't go without their guide and their tracker, which was actually Sacagawea. Alright? Now, moving on, because of current events, not too long ago, sometime this week or last week, well, it had to be last week because now it's officially Sunday. Might have been the week before. Somebody defaced the Lewis and Clark statue in front of the Mellow Mushroom and in front of the UEA. So it's in a fork in the road. There's a statue of Lewis and Clark, and they have guns drawn on a tribe of Native American soldiers. Well, somebody threw red paint all over the shit. Alright? I respectfully think that that was an okay move. However, the last time we had some statue problems, somebody lost their fucking life, which I did a video about not too long ago. So, with the Lewis and Clark attacking the Native Americans, I think that that also should be rebuilt. Now, some people want it torn down. I think that it should be rebuilt, and they should have Lewis and Clark standing there with their rifles pointing down, and have Sacagawea and her husband in front of them talking to the tribal people versus pointing their rifles at them. Now, like I said to everybody, I've said this before, I'll say it again. What affects one tribe of people will eventually affect all tribes of people. And yes, that is the quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yes, the dead one. But the problem is that, you know, quotes are just quotes until you put them into action. And if you rebuild the statues in a more positive light, reflecting the goodness of the journey versus what you have there, then things would be a little bit better. For the original statue that I spoke of first, you can always fix it. You can have Sacagawea standing up instead of freaking kneeling, like she had no place there but to be kneeling. And that's the part that pisses me off, that she's actually freaking kneeling instead of you know, guiding. They could have her pointing west and be in the front, because that would be a hell of a lot more awesome than what they actually have her doing. Yeah, I think I might have to put, yep, I'm going to have to put that black cap on. So back you go, hair. Because I don't want grease all over my sheets. I did wash and grease my hair today. I know that's irrelevant to this topic, but anyway. That's how I keep it straight, because my hair is naturally curly. Anyway, the point being is that someone defaced the statue, and they had damn good reason. And Mr. Lopez, if you're listening, I want in on whatever you guys chose to do, you know, because I'm part Native American too, and I want in, you know. So I think that there could be a lot of changes. Now, I will say this: the best thing that Charlottesville can do, if you want to be fair, we can build a memorial museum and put all the damn statues in Charlottesville in there. Anything from history, we can build a memorial history museum. Put Lewis and Clark in there, their statues, the statues that Miss Heyer died for, trying to be an anti-protester to stop the Unite the Right bullshit. You know, all of those statues can be removed and put in a statue museum for history. You can go build a brand new history museum and charge people $1.50 to see them. You know, because some people will pay $1.50 to go see some goddamn statues. And that would solve the problem. Unless you're going to rebuild the statues, like the Sacagawea historical statues and stuff like that, and rebuild it correctly where Sacagawea is looking more like a hero and a guide versus a slave. Alright? So, again, if I have offended anybody in this video, I apologize profusely. Please forgive me. And if you don't, it's okay. The only person that really has to forgive me is the good Lord. So I will be praying for forgiveness when I get off this video. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed Sunday night. Have a great Monday morning, whatever time it is when you're watching this. And I thank you guys very much. But remember one thing before we go. We are all human beings, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation. We all bleed red. If you don't wash your ass, it stinks. When you take a shit, 9 times out of 10, it stinks. When you fart, sometimes it stinks. And if you don't brush your teeth, your breath is going to stink. I don't know about earwax, because I don't really, like, fucking smell my Q-tips or whatever. But, you know, maybe it stinks. But the point of the matter is that we are all human together. And we need to get the hell along. So we need to take a knee to racism. We need to take a knee to all these pointless freaking battles of shit that don't even need to be fought over. Because when you look deep inside yourself, you see that everyone sees the world the same. No one wants to stink. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.